France, a nation rich in history and culture, has an origin story that dates back to the Iron Age. It's a land that has seen the rise and fall of empires, the forging of a unique identity, and the blossoming of a culture that has left an indelible mark on the world. Our journey begins with the Celtic Gauls, a collection of tribes that inhabited what is now France. These tribes lived relatively independently of each other, their lives dictated by the changing seasons and the bounty of the land. Yet they shared a common language, religion, and culture that unified them as Gauls. But the tranquility of the Gauls was not to last. In the 1st century BC, a new power cast its eyes on Gaul, the Roman Empire. Led by Julius Caesar, the Romans launched a series of campaigns that ultimately led to the conquest of Gaul. The Romans brought with them their language, their laws, and their way of life, profoundly changing the face of Gaul. Roman towns and cities sprang up, roads crisscrossed the land, and Latin became the lingua franca. Despite the Roman influence, the Gauls retained their distinct identity, and as the Western Roman Empire began to crumble in the 5th century AD, the Gauls found themselves at the crossroads of history once more. This time it was the Germanic tribes, particularly the Franks, who came to dominate the region. The Franks, initially a confederation of Germanic tribes, began to consolidate their power in Gaul. Under their rule, the region began to take on a new character. The Latin language evolved into what we now know as Old French. The old Roman towns and cities transformed under Frankish rule, and a new society began to emerge, one that would lay the foundation for the nation we know today as France. With the fall of the Roman Empire, a new power emerged, the Franks, from which France got its name. The Middle Ages saw the establishment of France as a powerful and distinct nation in Europe. The era was marked by the reign of an influential figure, Charlemagne. Crowned as the Emperor of the Romans by Pope Leo III in the year 800, Charlemagne was instrumental in uniting most of Western Europe for the first time since the fall of the Roman Empire. His rule, distinguished by a series of military campaigns, the Carolingian Renaissance, and administrative reforms, set a sturdy foundation for the future of France. Then came the advent of feudalism, a system of governance that was both a product of and a response to the chaotic times. The king, at the top of the pyramid, granted lands known as fiefs to his loyal nobles, who in turn provided military service when required. This hierarchical structure became a defining feature of the Middle Ages, shaping the social, economic, and political landscape of France. The Middle Ages in France was also marked by the Crusades, a series of religious wars sanctioned by the Latin Church. While the primary goal was to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim rule, the Crusades had a profound impact on France. They led to an increase in trade and a shift in power dynamics, with knights and nobles gaining more influence. One cannot discuss the Middle Ages in France without mentioning the 100 Years' War. This prolonged conflict between the Kingdom of England and the Kingdom of France was about more than just territorial disputes. It was a fight for identity, for sovereignty. The war had profound implications, shaping France's national identity and solidifying its territorial boundaries. The end of the Middle Ages marked a period of significant change for France, setting the stage for the modern era. The social upheaval, the shifting power dynamics, the religious and territorial wars, all played a part in molding the nation we now know as France. The Middle Ages, with its triumphs and tribulations, was an era that forever shaped the course of French history. The 18th century brought with it a wave of revolutionary fervor that would forever alter the course of French history. As the century unfolded, profound social and political change swept across France. The French Revolution, a movement that began in the late 1780s, was sparked by the oppressed masses who were tired of the absolute monarchy, social inequality, and economic hardship. It was a period marked by political and social radicalism that saw the French society transform from an absolute monarchy with a rigid social hierarchy into a country of democratic principles. The people, who had been crushed under the weight of the monarchy, rose in unison, and their cry was simple: liberty, equality, fraternity. The revolution saw the abolition of the monarchy, the establishment of a secular and democratic republic, and surges of social and political upheavals. But the revolution was not without its trials and tribulations. There was a period known as the Reign of Terror, where those suspected of being enemies of the revolution were executed en masse. It was a time of great turmoil, but also of great change. Amidst this upheaval, a figure rose to prominence: Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon, a military genius, seized control of the government in the late 1790s, declaring himself the first consul of France. His ambition didn't stop there, and by 1804 he crowned himself emperor, marking the start of the Napoleonic era. Under Napoleon, France expanded its territory and influence. The Napoleonic Wars raged across Europe, reshaping the continent's geopolitical landscape. Napoleon's legal reform, the Napoleonic Code, had a lasting impact, influencing several civil law jurisdictions worldwide. But his ambition led to his downfall, and he was finally defeated at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. France, once a monarchy, had transformed into an empire under Napoleon and later a republic. The Age of Revolution was a crucible of change, shaping France into the nation we know today. From the ashes of the Napoleonic era, modern France began to take shape. In the late 19th century, the establishment of the Third Republic marked the end of France's tumultuous post-revolution period. The Third Republic, lasting over 70 years, was a time of relative stability and marked a significant period of industrial, cultural, and scientific advancements for France. But then came the shadow of the two world wars, both leaving indelible scars on the nation. World War I, a gruesome conflict, saw France on the victorious side, but at a terrible cost. Yet the country rebuilt, demonstrating an incredible resilience. World War II, however, was a different story. France fell to Nazi Germany, and for 4 years the nation lived under occupation, a dark period in its history. But the spirit of the French people was not extinguished. The resistance fought back, and with the help of the Allied forces, France was liberated in 1944. Post-war, the Fourth Republic was established, but it was short-lived. Political instability and the Algerian War led to its downfall, and in its place, the Fifth Republic was born. Crafted by Charles de Gaulle, the Fifth Republic introduced a semi-presidential system, a balance between parliamentary democracy and a strong presidency, a system that still endures today. In the post-war period, France also played a pivotal role in the formation of the European Union. It was a founding member of the European Coal and Steel Community, a precursor to the EU, and has since been an integral part of the Union, championing ideals of unity, cooperation, and peace. Today, France stands as a testament to its rich and complex history, a leading force in the global stage. From the ashes of war and revolution, it has emerged stronger, richer, and more diverse. A nation with a resilient spirit and an indomitable will, France continues to shape the world, just as the world continues to shape France. France's history is a tapestry woven with threads of revolution, resilience, and reinvention. From its earliest beginnings, we've seen a nation forming from disparate tribes, coalescing into a united country under the Franks, setting the stage for the France we know today. Moving forward into the Middle Ages, France underwent significant socio-political shifts with the rise of feudalism, the impact of the Crusades, and the evolution of its monarchy. Then came the Age of Revolution, a period that truly epitomizes the spirit of France. The French Revolution, with its cry for liberté, égalité, fraternité, reshaped the nation and sent ripples across the globe. In modern times, France has reinvented itself yet again, navigating through 2 world wars and emerging as a leading global power. It's a testament to France's resilience and unwavering spirit. Understanding France's past helps us appreciate its present, a nation shaped by centuries of historical events, forever leaving its mark on the world.